I swear I would speak underneath the trees. And when I was married, there's no spot to the reason.
Yeah, well, so the point is, Joe, I need to come get you, so you need to give me an address.
I got no place to go.
You gotta go back to the White House.
Guys,
Don't make me go back to the White House. They're mean to me. They're so mean to me.
I think we got into that last time that the Secret Service was bullying you or something.
They haven't stopped.
Oh, no.
It's also the memes. The memes I see.
There are a lot of memes.
There are all sorts of memes.
Well, welcome back to the show, everybody. We have Smitty McFalls a lot here.
Hey, how you guys doing?
And we have Joe Biden on the phone. I guess he's just hanging out on speaker.
I gotta go
Oh, he's got to leave now.
to the bathroom.
Well, yeah, okay. So while you're going to the bathroom, make sure that Tom Cruise is okay because he's a national treasure. He's an insane one, but he's still a national treasure.
It's Tom Hanks. You can't fool me.
Wait, the guy who fell down was Tom Hanks?
National treasure? I think he's doing
No, that
a
was
national-
Nicolas Cage.
It's Nicolas Cage.
Joe, go to the bathroom.
You are unaware of pop culture,
You
Joe.
crazy old man.
You crazy old coot. All right, so let's introduce now a legendary small talk activist named James. So, Billy Smart, would you please open the door and let out James, a legendary small talk activist?
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, have a seat over here.
I'll have a seat right here.
Yeah.
How you doing? My name's James.
Oh, James, good to meet you.
You have a firm handshake there, young man.
Oh, thank you very much.
It's a lovely day we're having, isn't it?
It's well, it's hot. It's a little hot.
It's a hot day. Wow, you're good. It's a very hot day, upwards of 90 degrees. That's a hot day outside.
Some would say too hot. Wouldn't you agree?
I would say it's hotter than some days and not as hot as others, you know?
That's probably true.
And traffic. My God.
Was traffic bad getting here?
No.
Oh,
Not
it was good.
On the way. No. Not on the way today, but traffic in general. My God, am I right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Well, yeah,
What's-
sometimes.
Why when I'm driving along, cars are stopping in front of me, and I'm like, I'm going somewhere.
Right, you are getting dangerously close to sounding like Jerry Seinfeld, but I agree
I've been
with you.
told that before, but that's why I end my sentences down. I send a lot of my things. What's the deal with this?
Yeah, that sounds so different now. So I agree with you. When people stop in front of me when I'm trying to drive somewhere, geez, can you just go, right?
Can you just go?
I'd prefer it if you just.
Can you?
If they could, I bet they wouldn't.
And let me tell you, the homeless problem in Baltimore is terrible.
Ah, see, that's something I know a little bit about. I've seen them around. What about the squeegee fellas, huh?
The squeegee boys.
That's their trademark name.
That's their handle.
Yeah. Do they have a Twitter or an X.com account? It's not Twitter anymore. He's rebranded.
Did they really?
Yeah, it's not Twitter anymore.
That's good small talk. I need more of this for more future conversations.
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah, so apparently Elon Musk in his infinite wisdom destroyed 17 years of brand awareness and has rebranded Twitter to X. It's just called X.
That's bad.
It's bad.
He knows that's wrong, and he shouldn't have done that.
Well, so this is genuine small talk now. He is apparently trying to turn Twitter into something like WeChat is over in China, where it's not just like a social media platform. It's also just a personal messaging platform, a banking platform, a shopping platform, a transportation platform. Like
My
it's Uber,
God.
it's everything. So he's just trying to turn it into an everything app.
That's worse than the weather we're having today.
It so is.
It is making my balls sweat like the weather we're having today.
Yeah, Elon Musk makes my balls sweat.
And that's another great t-shirt.
It really is. You were listening to the last T-shirt idea?
I was listening and I thought
Probably
that's
soundproof
great. My
this idea.
favorite type of small talk is reading people's shirt and saying, wow, your shirt says that.
Well, what do you think of my shirt?
It says explore San Francisco.
That's right. So, like, have you been to San Francisco?
I have not. So let's not talk about it.
Well, it wouldn't be small talk then. That would be big talk.
And I am a professional small talker.
Ah, you are. So what do you do in the course of your professional small talking?
I go to conventions.
Wait, hang on. But is talking about your career, is that small talk?
Oh, good point.
I don't know. It may be.
Well, I can vaguely say what I do.
Yeah, go ahead.
I talk in front of people, and I say small things like this and that.
Uh-huh.
My life is incredibly complicated, but I cannot form intimate connections with people.
No. Well, okay, so when you say this and that, do you mean you literally say the words this and that? Or do you try to teach them how, the audience that is, how they may more...
This is too complicated. I do often use the phrase this or that.
Okay.
Because
But you're not trying to teach the audience anything then?
detail is the death of small talk.
So are you eliciting questions and small talk from the audience so that you can exchange small talk between you and audience members?
Yes,
Wow.
it is a question and panel where they walk up to the microphone and they say, "How are you?" And I say, "My God, the weather we're having." And I do that about 300 to 400 times. Sometimes freaks will get in there and they'll ask me real questions like,
Aw.
how'd you get into this business?
Just
And-
spoiling the atmosphere.
Yes, and I have to go, I gotta go. And then I do.
Thought you were going to say, I've got a gun, so you better stop.
I do not believe in gun control. I
Ooh,
believe
that's big talk.
I
That's-
believe exactly. I believe, and that's why every time I try to do big talk, people don't like what I say. So I stick.
all of your big talk ideas are really objectionable.
Every time I try to have a real conversation, my children yell at me.
Aw.
So I decided to never give my opinion again.
Oh, that's a shame. Does that hurt your feelings? And how many children do you have? And do you love your kids?
It does hurt my feelings, and I have 4 children.
And do you love them?
We're getting into big talk territory.
Uh-huh.
I want to love my children badly. Kids, am I right? There, I feel so much better.
That was the good small talk answer. But you want to love your kids, implying that you don't right now, but you aspire to.
Children are the future.
Yeah, they are.
And school should be free. So I can send them away for free. When there's healthcare is a right,
Yes, it is.
but not one that we deserve. That's what I'm getting.
Oh,
at.
that's the objectionable big talk.
It's difficult. Okay, I promise you won't get mad at me.
Well, I don't know if I can promise.
You need a
but
promise.
I'll do my best. How about that?
I think that only people who get sick should go to the hospital. There's all sorts of people going to the hospital for fake things. Oh, I've got anxiety, depression. I have a drug problem.
Okay, now I see what the
Pull
angle is.
yourself up by your bootstraps.
Okay, so that's the objectionable big talk angle. You're saying that healthcare is a right and it should be free for everybody, but that any kind of emotional concern or psychological, behavioral, or cognitive concern is not real.
Yeah, I fear I've said too much. I would love to talk about stocks.
Oh, okay. Is that a realm of small talk?
It's a realm of small talk that I've learned will end conversations quickly.
Well, let's give it a try. What do you think about stock?
Boyo, that's a lot of money.
In just stock in general?
Boyo, does money change hands? I want money for myself.
And the stock market's like up right now?
I wish that stock used to mean. I remember back in the day when stock meant livestock, like how many pigs you had.
And that was true value.
Back in the day, we used to eat fat straight off the pig.
That's true. And do you know that when people say, first of all, there's an expression, hanging bacon?
Is there?
Yeah. And
I'm writing that one down. This is good small talk.
yeah, and what it means is back in the Elden days, people would hang bacon from their kitchen to let people, first of all, know that they were wealthy enough to afford pigs and such, and they had delicacy like bacon just hanging and drying in their solar or the kitchen, and they would occasionally take some off and chew on it. And so that's also where chewing the fat comes from.
Wow.
Chewing the fat as a reference to chit chat.
As a colloquial. Oh.
Yeah.
Chit, as in chit chat came from just chat.
Well, I don't know where chit chat came from, but chewing the fat came from chewing the hanging bacon.
That's a fantastic. You've taught me so much today. And
Yeah,
I
was that big?
appreciate
I think that was small talk-ish.
That was small talk adjacent.
It was about small talk, though. Like, chewing the fat is small talk.
I think my kids would have been okay with that conversation and would not have gotten mad at me.
What was the last thing your kids got mad at you about talking about?
Well, I tried to bring up a good friend of mine, Ron DeSantis, and how his hair and his barber are working together to make something great. And they said, stop talking about that man. He makes me horny. And I said, I don't think that word means what you think it means.
How old are your kids?
My children are in their late 20s.
They're in their descending 20s, and they're about to crash and burn on the 30th birthday.
Correct. And that is...
rise from the ashes into the phoenix of their 30s.
And they're about to hit that second puberty that everybody knows about. Everybody knows.
Yeah, that's right.
And
it's been a while since we brought that up on the show.
when they're changing, and I understand that. And I also understand that all these kids nowadays are coming up with all sorts of new slang. Horny now means like angry, like the bull's horns. And so when they tell me that Ron DeSantis makes them horny, and I bring home a picture of Ron DeSantis for them to get off to because I'm a good father, it makes them mad.
I don't know. I think that crosses the boundaries of what makes a good father and what makes a creepy father. Usually, I feel like parents should be okay with their children's sexuality, especially if they're in their 20s and above. But I don't think that they should be encouraging them to the point that they're bringing them masturbation materials.
When my son comes to me and he says, Papa, I killed a man. Mm-hmm. Put a gun against his head and a finger, now he's dead.
They rhymed.
Turns out
every time.
Turns out he was singing a song, and I have no ear. I cannot hear melody in my head.
Well, the way you speak as well, there's totally no melody in that.
Totally. And then my daughter comes to me and she says, I'm a Santasexual. And I say, what? Get the fuck out of my house. Get out of my house. That is not small talk. Then they get mad.
But maybe I think this will qualify as small talk, asking about slang. Is it new slang to say that you're a Santasexual? Or is that specific to your children?
I don't know. I cannot connect with my children anymore.
Kids these days,
they just want their father figure to, bring home the bacon.
And the masturbation aids.
And the masturbation material. And I know DeSantis personally, and I think his barber and his hair are working together to make something great.
Yeah, that's what you said. Is that their slogan? Because it sounds very well crafted, and I like it. And does he have good hair? I guess he's got okay hair.
I've got a secret.
Well, Joe Biden. I mean, you may have once had good hair, but now it's wispy.
No, I've got a secret about
DeSantis.
DeSantis.
Yeah.
He's
I feel like you sometimes you have an engine that's revving up, and I need to help you go.
He's got a Papa? Barber? I'm driving away.
Oh man, the sight of an old Joe Biden on a motorcycle is just a very funny sight in my mind.
I've got you in my earpiece. I've got a secret.
Yeah. Is your Secret Service, do they know you're riding away on a motorcycle right now?
You can't tell them anything.
Oh, I feel like we can't let you.
No, they tried to make fun of me last time I got
Wait, Joseph, are you escaping? Tell me where you're going, Joe. I can come save you.
No, there's a treadmill in my room. I'm just riding my motorcycle on the treadmill. Really fast.
Oh my goodness. That's
I've got a secret.
insane. What's your secret, Joey?
He's Ron DeSantis. He's got fake hair. It's not real.
Joe, are you okay, Joe?
I got a sound effects machine.
Oh goodness, you keep freaking us out, Joe.
This is not good small talk. I don't need to know about the inner workings of Joe Biden's life.
Well, can you tell me at least how you came to know Ron DeSantis? I feel like that's small talky.
How I came to know him, it was a fantastic story.
That's something people would ask at a party. That should be the metric for how you know something is small talk. Would you discuss it over a cocktail at a party?
He's a friend of a friend.
Oh, okay. Which friend is he a friend of?
Oh, that is a personal information that I think my kids would get angry at me for saying out loud.
Okay, that's just a step too far into personal chit chat.
Yes, but I'll tell you.
I don't want to get to know you.
He was an ex-lover.
Of yours or this friend?
Of mine.
Wait, so that's how you know him.
Ron DeSantis is a sexual deviant that, and this was back in the day. This was back in the 80s.
Ah, when homosexuality was not only a crime, but also a death sentence.
And you used to be able to beat your kids.
Because of AIDS.
And you used to be able to beat your children because of AIDS.
AIDS would force you to do it.
And that was not our fault, and people wouldn't second guess our decisions because of that.
Wait, so that's why your kids hate you. And by the way, they're well into their 30s now if they were kids in the 80s.
They were children in the 80s. Oh, have they aged? Have they aged?
They're older
now?
than you thought they were.
Oh boy.
Yeah, they're at least in their like late 30s.
I stopped asking how old they got.
Well, they're probably in the late 30s, possibly in their early 40s.
I have made a mistake.
Yep, that's okay. Do you think
I thought it was the year 2014.
No.
I believe I've been in a coma for a very long time.
Have you?
Yes.
Oh my!
What is Ron DeSantis up to nowadays?
He is running for El Presidente.
Oh no, he would make a bad president. Let me tell you why.
That's a good take. All right, yeah.
He would make a bad president because he is far too good of a governor.
I was just going to say that I think that your kids would be happy with that take, but now I think they're going to be upset again.
He's an incredible governor, and I think him, his barber, and his hair are doing great things together.
Yeah,
His hair's fake.
Yeah, Joe Biden claims that his hair is fake. And so it may look good, but it's not natural. And if something's not natural, that means it's bad. Did you know that Ron DeSantis has fought the empire that is Disney?
Did he really?
Yeah, he did.
And Disney is the world's most famous anti-Semite, am I right?
Walt Disney was, yeah. Well, not most famous.
And
that
he's
was probably
doing
Hitler.
Great things. Oh,
Hitler.
Epic
Hitler's-
rap battles of history, am I right?
Disney versus Hitler? Who's a bigger anti-Semite? I think that would be great. He gets both of them get unfrozen. We just say, or one of them bursts back like a phoenix from the ashes, because famously Hitler did burn to death in a ditch with his wife.
I thought he shot himself after getting married.
He might have. He was married to Ava Braun, and I think that they shot themselves and burned themselves alive.
Yes.
And so we'll have to like reanimate them, and Disney will be unfrozen. They will rap as to who is the superior anti-Semite.
Who gathered more power and influence based off of these predispositions? I think it's a genuine question.
Yeah.
Who did it better?
Yeah. Well, as to who made better art, clearly that's Walt Disney. Hitler's paintings were okay.
Oh, that's fair. But was Disney an artist himself, or was he just an Imagineer?
He was an Imagineer. Did he do drawings? I actually don't know.
I know he did a lot of drugs.
Did he do drugs?
I think so.
You know more about Disney than I do. I hope he did drugs. Maybe that's what chilled him out.
Well, to come up with a talking mouse.
Right.
The man must have been on heroin.
I hope he was. And maybe that's what chilled him out in the later parts of his life, where maybe he wasn't spouting off so hard on the Jews anymore.
No, he must have been, or else the epic rap battle wouldn't make sense.
Yeah. So now I hope that he was both on heroin and still an anti-Semite.
Only so that we can get
So the juicy epic rap battle.
the good media.
Yeah, that'll be great. Is this small talk, by the way, or is this is kind of small
I
talk?
think talking about Hitler has become small talk nowadays.
Yeah.
People don't know that. People think that you have to talk about history. No. Mentioning that Hitler died
Yeah.
and that he was an artist is a very good small talk.
Have you seen his paintings?
I have seen his paintings. I purchased one for myself.
Whoa! Hang on now. That belongs in a museum.
It was in a museum. I bought the museum.
You have a lot of money,
I had a lot of money, and then I bought a museum.
and I guess you don't make a lot of money back.
You don't.
because it's free.
It's a free museum.
Yeah.
I bought the museum. I thought that I would be able to turn it into a talking piece for most of my conversations. Turns out, people just think I have a lot of money, and they don't like that.
Yeah, and is it a museum of just Hitler artwork?
No.
Is it just a Hitler appreciation museum?
No.
Okay, good.
It was.
Oh, but you've reformed it.
Now I've turned it into a Hitler small talk museum.
Oh, okay.
Where we give them no discernible facts. We just kind of throw up pictures on the wall and people walk in going,
this isn't a history lesson.
No.
Yeah.
History lessons are big talk.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is a small Talk Museum.
So what's the best small talk in that museum, would you say?
The best small talk in the whole place is I added an exhibit at the very center of everything. It's a large room with tile floors and tables and chairs all over the place. And I added an exhibit right in the middle of it all called Chick-fil-A. People go there and they talk for hours.
That's just because they enjoy Jesus chicken. And I have to say, I am against some of the things that company has stood for, but they make the best Jesus chicken that's on the market right now.
That is some of the small talk that happens every day at my museum.
Yep.
People go into this exhibit. Turns out they hand the art out to the people. I assumed that it would just be a visual piece, but they said, no, we've got to make our money somehow. And I said, that's big talk. I don't talk money.
Oh, that's why you've lost all your money. You have to talk big talk, money talk with somebody when it comes to your own business.
My children want to talk money with me all the time. They say, Papa, you need to pay child support. And I say, that's big talk. I do small stuff. I do the small talk. I'll get you a phone charger if you need it. Hon.
Did you, that's small talk, money talk, I guess. But so wait, you pay child support. Are you divorced from your wife? But at this point, your children are grown. They're in their late 30s, at least.
See, I thought it was still. I thought they were younger than they were. Yeah. I think they've been abusing my lack of big talk for a long time now, and I am slowly becoming more and more frustrated. I'm starting to realize that maybe they're taking advantage of me and my predisposition for small talk.
Okay, so do you ever see them, or do you only ever talk to them over the phone and they put on like falsetto voices so you think they're younger than they are?
That's a good question. I see one of them in person regularly, but they've started to slowly add more and more pieces of armor onto their body every time they visit me.
Armor?
Yes, my eldest son, he is big into what they call LARPing.
That sounds fun.
Yes, he calls it live action role play, and I say I don't want to hear about your sexual freaky deviancies. I do small talk.
Yeah, sex isn't small talk. Also, let me ask you this: if you're just talking to a general room of people that you don't know, is nerd talk? Is that general? Is that small talk, or is that considered like a specific niche subject?
I would say this, and this is as follows. It is relative. And even saying this out loud is hinging on big talk.
Yeah.
But I'll say it for the sake of the art of small talk, which is this.
Yeah.
And this is as follows. Small talk is relative. So if you're at a place where a lot of people share the same thing, that thing becomes small talk.
It's got to be kind of universal in the area. Universal currency.
Right.
Yeah.
If I'm trying to sit and have a conversation with other people who just went and saw the new Oppenheimer movie, that talking about that movie becomes small talk. But if I'm sitting with people that have not seen the movie yet, and I'm trying to talk about Christopher Nolan and the various things about the movie, that is not small talk anymore. I am now just boring those people to tears. That is what followed that to begin with. That is how I clip ended the sentence by saying that.
Okay. Well, I think that makes a lot of sense, but
I don't make much sense because I don't talk money.
You don't talk money. Well, you talk small amounts of money when it comes to like buying chargers for your kids.
Well, that's right. Yeah. I need them to stay on the phone with me for a long period of time.
So if someone came to you and said, I have an enormous fortune to give you, could you accept that money? Because he used the word enormous, and it's a he that's giving it to you.
I would say this. I would say, boy, is the weather we're having today nice.
Right. And he would say something like, well, it's very nice outside, so nice that the ink in this pen isn't frozen. And so you can use it to sign this contract, this paperwork right here, which will allow me to transfer $10 billion, a huge sum of money, into your bank account right now, tax-free.
See, I can't.
You won't be able to.
It is just too much.
Okay, all right.
Too much work to pay attention. My children are going to get mad at me.
All right, so how about this? Let me hit you with this one.
Please don't hit me. I am fragile.
No, that's just an alternative phrase. It was just an expression, an idiom, if you will. If someone came to you and said, look at this great weather we're having outside. Look at that huge cloud above us. It's so sunny, but there's one huge cloud in the sky. Would you be able to discuss that huge cloud because they use the word huge?
No. And this is why. Not because they use the word huge, and I don't mean literally big talk. I mean small talk is important as it doesn't get into specifics. Small talk, if you want to say about, man, the clouds today are fluffy, I would say, my God, you're right. But if they said, look at that cloud, it looks like a trebuchet, I'd say, get away from me, my children are going to get mad.
Trebuchets are also big, yeah.
They're very large.
What if you did this without your kids in earshot? Do you always have them on speakerphone, by the way?
I always have them on speakerphone to keep me accountable. Accountability is close to godliness.
You could push that mute button for just a moment and try your hand at saying something big talk. You want to give it a try?
I can try this whole time. Sweetheart, I've got to go.
That's all right. No worries. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, that's Joe Biden on the phone right now. I think they must be on the other line.
Oh, that's my fault. Joe, I'll talk to you later. What?
Beep.
All right. That was enough of whoever that was.
That was Joseph Gordon Biden.
The president.
The president, the very same.
I could have done a small talk with the man himself.
Yeah, no, it would have been far too small. He can't get entire thoughts out of his brain.
I should be his speechwriter. I think. I had my second phone that my children stay on at all times.
Yeah.
Sweetheart, I've got to go.
Oh, yes, it's okay, Daddy. I just want to make you aware that I have my car needs a lot of work. Would you please send me money to get a new car?
Oh, honey. Ha! You know I don't do big things like that. I would love to talk about this later.
Can you send me small amounts of money in many installments all at once?
That is, you are confusing me, and I don't want to make you mad. Instead, I would love to talk to you about whatever your work is up to later. Okay, Daddy has to go and talk to a friend of his.
Okay, have a good weather.
You as well have a day. Boop.
Oh, wow, that was...
She sounded young.
She sounded very young, and yet...
And that was my son, too.
Your son, she sounded very young, and I think she also sounded like she was faking it. I think that she was trying to sound that young so that she could still get money from you and child support, when in reality, she's probably 39 years old.
I just want to have a connection with another human being.
All right, well, okay. Your child is off the phone now. All right, let's have a quick connection. All right. What do you fear the most in the world? Got to lean in so you can really make the connection.
I fear bad weather.
You fear bad weather.
It would be so, man, rain, well, it's good for the vegetables.
It is, but I fear that is very small talk. Let's try to get into some big talk. What do you fear emotionally? Not just what will be good for the plants, what will be good for the weather, what would be good for you, and what would be very bad for you?
I think bad for me, well, French fries, can't resist them. What would be good for me?
Yeah.
A salad once in a while.
Yeah, you're right, but that's a very surface level concern.
Thank you.
No, that's not a.
I am
that's
professional.
Not, yes, and you are. It's hard to break you out of this because you're so good at it. But how about try your darndest to think like something related to your kids, something related to your wife that apparently you're divorced from.
That old hag.
Oh, all right, we got to something. You said hag, and that's not small talk.
Men love that though. Let's talk shit about my wife.
Okay.
Her breasts like 2 bags of sand. her breasts.
I've seen that movie too. That's a good movie.
Which one is that?
40-Year-Old Virgin.
It's a classic.
It is.
It's a classic.
But that's small talk. This is small talk.
We're
right now.
nailing this right
we
now.
We are, but it's small talk, and we shouldn't.
Let's talk more about my wife.
Let's talk about your wife.
Her cooking makes me gag.
When was the last time you had a cooking? Are you divorced?
Her famous corn dogs. Her famous corn dogs, one bite. I gag every time.
Okay, are you still married?
I have not seen my wife in 16 years.
Okay, so does she still cook for you then?
Every day.
Interesting.
Every day she sends me one corn dog in the mail and she says, suck on this.
But you still do. You still suck on it.
I suck on it so hard.
And you like
I
it.
suck all of the corn meal off of it.
Are you
and then I suck the dog and then I suck the steak.
Are you doing that to spite her or because it's tasty?
I do that because I go live on Instagram every day to suck on my dog.
Oh, and you get a lot of views by sucking on dogs?
Well, it's great small talk later. I can say I sucked on my dog so hard.
No.
And people say, what the hell?
Yeah, that's very funny, and that's an interesting way of getting views. But I'm trying to get us to talk about some big talk. So,
well, why don't you do better?
I'm trying my best here. Okay, so not about the wife. How about politics? What do you think about anything political?
I think...
Or religion.
Oh, religion is a good one.
Oh,
boy.
Are you having a hard time?
Boy, do those crackers be thin.
That's not political or religious. I need you to say something about Jesus, Moses, Muhammad,
my children.
Confucius.
They're going to get so mad at me.
Buddha, Siddhartha. Yeah. Barely Noah.
That's good, and we're nailing
That
this.
was small talk, though. That's not good.
I think there's one thing that I can talk big about, and that's my dreams.
Tell me about your dreams.
I want to have the smallest conversation in the world.
What would that mean to you?
That is my dream. What it would mean to me is that I would have a conversation, and the moment the conversation is over, nobody remembers what we talked about. They don't remember my face. They just remember boredom.
Right. And why would that mean something to you?
Because that's my whole thing.
Why is that your thing?
Because I haven't known anything else. My children get mad at me when I talk big, so why not lean in?
So you're doing it for your kids?
I care so much about my children.
You love your kids.
My children are the future.
Yeah. But
I had my kids with my wife.
You did. And
she gave birth to them.
And you love your kids.
Love is relative.
I guess it is.
My children love my money.
Sure, but you love them.
Gen Z is bad at working.
True. That's small talkish. All right. I think you are very intensely resisting me getting into a big subject.
Do you think I've nailed the smallest conversation so far? It would mean a lot to me if this is the smallest conversation ever.
I don't know about ever, but it is probably one of the smallest conversations I've ever had in my life. So you have absolutely nailed small conversations. Oh, you're tearing up.
Just one.
Just one tear.
A bug flew into my eye.
The smallest tear.
One itty bitty tiny tear.
Wow.
And I guess what comes with it? This tiny, tiny violin.
Are you going to play it or should I?
Do you? I like playing.
You're going to play it for yourself?
I play a tiny violin for myself every day.
Wow. Okay.
Goes like this.
You played hot cross buns on the tiniest violin?
I play hot cross buns, and I also play Say Hello to The Witcher, or whatever that song is.
Toss a coin to
Toss a coin to your Witcher. It's a great game.
I love
Video
that song.
games are making children violent.
All right. And with that, I think we're going to have to wrap up your segment. I don't want to hear any more about that. So thank you very much for being on the show. We are going to...
What's my name?
Take a quick break. Your name is James. You have no last name as far as I'm aware.
I forgot it. I never introduced myself fully to people, and it's been too long since.
Would that make your name too big? You want to keep your name as small as possible?
You can call me Jay.
Jay. All right, Jay. Well, Jay, we are going to take a quick break, and when we return, we're going to have, if you'll stick around, we'll have more with Smitty McFalls a lot. We'll have more from you, and we'll be hearing from a mystery guest. So, does that sound fun?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right, well then stick with us. We'll be right back with more Welcome to Earth.